All right, so are you ready to dive into some serious mysteries?
Always.
Today, we're tackling the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Not just the typical stuff, though, the stuff you find in, like textbooks.
Yeah.
We're going deep into the unexplained,
I love
the
it.
things that make you go, wait, how is that even possible?
Yeah, exactly.
Using a really fascinating discussion about the Great Pyramid as our guide today.
It's a great discussion.
So this is going to be perfect for anyone who loves ancient history, mind-boggling engineering,
Oh, yeah.
or, just a good unsolved puzzle.
Absolutely.
Big question we'll be circling back to is,
Right.
was the Great Pyramid built solely by human hands?
Yeah.
Or did something more extraordinary
Yeah.
contribute to its creation?
Hmm.
But first, let's just set the scene.
Okay.
This is the only surviving wonder of the ancient world.
That's right.
Imagine if we still had the Hanging Gardens
Crazy.
or the Colossus of Rhodes.
I know, right?
The scale is just jaw-dropping.
It really is.
Okay, we're talking about 2.3 million stones,
That's a lot of stones.
each one averaging 2.5 tons.
Whoa, that's like
5-gram pianos.
yeah, 5 grand pianos.
How on earth did they move those things?
That's the big question.
That is the question, right?
So the most common explanation is the ramp theory,
Oh, yeah, the ram.
that they built giant ramps
Yeah.
out of earth to haul the stones up.
Makes sense, I guess, right?
Seems logical.
It's the first thing that comes to mind.
It is. It is.
What else could they have done?
Well, that's where the math throws a wrench in the gears.
Oh,
So to move those massive stones, especially the really huge ones,
yeah,
that ramp couldn't have been steeper than 5 degrees.
5 degrees, so almost flat.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And to reach the top of the pyramid, that would mean a ramp
Oh, wow.
over a mile long.
Jeez.
1.6 kilometers to be exact.
Oh, wow.
That's longer than the Empire State Building is tall.
Okay, yeah, that's starting to sound a little impossible. Even if they built that, imagine the time and resources to build that ramp.
That's just the ramp.
Oh, my gosh.
And then there's the time crunch.
Right.
So even if they built it, they'd have to place a stone every 2 minutes, nonstop,
Wow.
for 20 years to finish the pyramid on time.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Possible,
Yeah.
maybe, but highly unlikely.
Okay, so the ramp theory is out. What other ideas are there?
Well, there's the internal spiral ramp theory,
Oh, inside the pyramid?
which suggests that the ramp was built inside the pyramid.
Okay.
Sounds plausible, but
Yeah.
there's absolutely zero evidence
Yeah.
of such a structure.
Okay, so we're back to square one.
Back to the drawing board.
Giant stones,
Right.
impossible logistics.
Yeah.
Are we heading into ancient alien territory here?
Hold on.
Okay.
What if we're thinking about this all wrong?
All right, I'm listening.
What if the pyramid isn't an solid stone blocks all the way through?
Okay, interesting.
Maybe they use lighter materials?
Yeah.
Inside that we haven't discovered yet.
That would definitely make things easier to move.
Right.
Hmm.
But the problem is, we can't just go poking around inside the pyramid to check.
No, of course
You know,
not.
it's a delicate,
Yeah.
protected structure.
Right.
So for now, it's
Yeah.
just a fascinating possibility.
Okay, but even with lighter materials,
Right.
they still needed a massive workforce.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
How many people are we talking?
Estimates put the workforce at somewhere between 20,000
Right.
and 30,000 people.
Wow, that's a whole city.
Yeah.
But wait a second, wasn't the entire population of Egypt
Oh,
around that time estimated to be about 30,000 people?
you got it.
So was the entire population of Egypt involved in building the Great Pyramid?
That's the question.
What does that tell us about their society,
Right.
their capabilities?
It's amazing to think about.
It's mind-boggling, even with that many people.
Absolutely.
The level of organization and precision needed.
Yeah.
It's astounding.
It really is.
It wasn't just brute force.
Yeah.
It was meticulous planning and execution.
Absolutely. And it leads to even more questions.
Like what?
Well, what kind of leadership was in place? What were the working conditions like?
Yeah.
Was it voluntary labor?
Right.
Those are all things we need to consider when we try to understand
Yeah.
the full scope of this incredible feat.
Okay, this is getting really good. Let's move on to another mystery.
Okay.
The mortar they use between the stones.
Yeah,
I've heard it's actually stronger
it is.
than modern cement.
That's right.
And it's been holding strong for over 4,000 years.
Incredible.
Scientists have studied it extensively
They have.
and still can't figure out exactly what it's made of.
It's a mystery.
We can't even replicate it today.
We can't.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's wild, right?
It's like they had some secret ingredient,
Yeah.
some lost knowledge of chemistry that we've completely forgotten.
Right.
It really does make you wonder.
It does.
Was it a deliberate choice,
Hmm.
a recipe passed down for generations,
Possibly.
or was it a lucky accident?
It could have been.
Either way, it's another testament to their ingenuity.
It really is.
All right, hit me with another one. What else have you got?
Let's talk about pi.
Pi, you know that mathematical constant.
Yeah.
3.1415.
That's the one.
Of course, who doesn't love a good pi?
Oh, I thought you meant...
Oh, wait, you mean pi, the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter?
That's right.
Got it, got it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, in the 19th century, an astronomer
Yeah.
made a fascinating discovery about the Great Pyramid.
Fascinating.
He found that the ratio of the pyramid's base lengths to its height
Okay.
is almost exactly pi.
Wow.
How close are we talking?
We're talking 3.1415, almost an exact match.
No way.
And get this,
What?
this level of mathematical precision
Yeah.
predates the official discovery of pi by over 2,000 years.
So are we saying the ancient Egyptians knew about pi all along?
It's certainly a possibility.
Or maybe it's just a crazy coincidence.
It could be.
But even if it's a coincidence,
Yeah.
it's still pretty remarkable.
It is remarkable.
Remarkable is an understatement that's blowing my
Oh, I
mind.
know, right?
There's more, right?
Oh, yeah.
What other secrets does this pyramid hold?
Buckle up, because this next one
Okay.
is a real doozy.
All right, let's hear it.
It has to do with the Great Pyramid's location
Okay.
and the speed of light.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Location and the speed of light.
I know, it sounds wild.
How are those two things even related?
But hear me out.
Right.
The Great Pyramid's coordinates are almost identical
What?
to the speed of light.
Hold on, I need you to break that down for me.
Okay, so the speed of light
Okay.
is about 29.979258 meters per second.
Okay.
The Great Pyramid is located at a latitude
Yeah.
of 29.979258 meters per second.
Whoa, that's insanely close.
See the similarity?
But latitude is super precise, right?
You're right.
Even a small difference means being kilometers off course.
Exactly. A difference of just
Yeah.
0.1 in latitude
Okay.
equals a whole kilometer on the ground.
Wow.
That's how incredibly precise this alignment is.
I'm speechless.
Coincidence?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Are we suggesting the ancient Egyptians knew the speed of light?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no easy answer,
Right.
but it's definitely food for...
Okay, so we've got impossible logistics,
Right.
mysterious super mortar,
Yeah.
a potential knowledge of pi,
Hmm.
and maybe even the speed of light.
Right.
What else is there?
Well, get this. There are no blueprints for the Great Pyramid.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
You're telling me they built this ridiculously complex structure
I am.
with all its chambers and corridors and alignments without any plans?
That's right.
Not a single design document.
Nope.
Sketch. Inscription.
Nothing.
That's insane. Imagine trying to build something like that today
Wow.
without
Wow.
any plans.
It's mind-boggling.
It would be like 3D printing a pyramid with no computer model to guide you.
Exactly.
So how did they do it?
Right.
Was the knowledge passed down orally through secret societies or rituals?
Yeah, be
Or was there some other method we haven't even considered yet?
Who knows?
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to lean toward those ancient alien architects.
Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay, fair enough.
While it's fun to speculate about aliens,
Yeah,
it's important to remember the
Yeah.
ingenuity and capabilities of the ancient Egyptians.
right.
They were pretty impressive.
They were.
But still,
Yeah.
the lack of blueprints
Yeah.
is a huge piece of the puzzle.
It just adds to the mystery.
Absolutely.
It's one of the reasons why the Great Pyramid continues to fascinate and intrigue us,
Yeah.
even after all these centuries.
It's amazing.
So we've touched upon some incredible details about the Great Pyramid. We have the sheer scale of the project,
Right.
that mysteriously strong mortar,
Yeah.
the potential connection to pi,
Uh-huh.
and even the speed of light.
Right.
And then there's that baffling absence of blueprints.
Absolutely.
We're just getting started, though.
Oh.
Stick with us, because in the next part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we'll explore even more fascinating mysteries
I can't wait.
that surround this iconic structure.
Amazing. Makes you wonder if the knowledge of how it was built was, like, intentionally destroyed.
Ooh, that's a fascinating idea.
Right?
Like some ancient secret society protecting their advanced techniques from falling into the wrong hands.
Right.
Like a real-life Da Vinci Code,
Yeah.
but with pyramids.
Exactly. Ooh, I like it. Speaking of intrigue,
Yeah.
Let's move on to a fascinating detail that's often overlooked.
Okay.
The orientation of the Great Pyramid.
Orientation, you mean how it's perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions?
Not just E-tester aligned with
Right.
north, south, east, and west. It's aligned with an accuracy
Yeah.
that's almost impossible to achieve,
Yeah.
even with today's technology.
Okay, now you've got my attention.
All right.
How accurate are we talking?
The Great Pyramid is positioned
Yeah.
just 0.057 degrees
Okay.
off true north.
Okay.
To put that into perspective,
Okay.
that's a deviation of only 3 centimeters over its entire 230-meter base length.
3 centimeters.
Yeah,
That's like the width of my thumb.
it is.
How could they possibly achieve that level of precision back then?
That's the question that has puzzled experts
Yeah.
for centuries.
Yeah.
So the prevailing theory is that they used the stars,
Okay.
specifically the North Star,
Makes sense.
to guide their alignment.
But wasn't the North Star different back then?
You're exactly right.
I mean, the Earth wobbles on its axis over time. So
It does. It does.
wouldn't that affect the position of the North Star?
So the Earth's axis does shift
Right.
over a period of about 26,000 years, a phenomenon known as axial precession.
Axial precession. Okay.
So you see, the Earth wobbles a bit over time,
Right.
kind of like a spinning top slowing down.
Okay.
This means the North Star they used
Yeah.
wasn't Polaris, the one we see today.
Okay.
It was Thuban,
Thuban. Okay.
a star in the constellation Draco.
Okay, so they were aiming for a different star.
Right.
But how did they pinpoint it with such accuracy?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about naked eye observations here, right?
Right. And that's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Researchers have proposed various methods they might have used.
Okay.
Some theories involve plumb lines,
Oh.
while others suggest they used a technique
Okay.
called stellar culmination,
Stellar culmination.
where they carefully tracked the highest point a star reaches in the sky
Oh.
as it appears to move throughout the night.
So they basically created ancient astronomical tools
Right.
to find true north.
Exactly.
That's ingenious,
It is.
but also incredibly complex.
it's-
It suggests a level of astronomical knowledge.
Absolutely.
That's truly impressive.
Yeah.
But even with these techniques,
Right.
achieving that 0.057 degree accuracy
Right.
is still remarkable.
It is remarkable.
Makes you wonder if they had some other method,
It does.
something we haven't discovered yet.
Absolutely.
Maybe they had some like secret star charting technology
Yeah.
passed down from an even older
It'd
civilization.
be cool.
Lost knowledge, ancient secrets.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
It's definitely captivating, isn't it?
It is.
And there's another layer to this orientation puzzle
Okay.
that's often overlooked.
I'm all ears. Tell me more.
The Great Pyramid isn't just aligned with the cardinal directions.
Oh.
It's also incredibly well oriented to true north,
Yeah.
even taking into account that
Yeah.
subtle shift
Yeah.
in the Earth's axis over time.
Wait, you mean they knew about axial precession?
Seems that way.
They actually factored that into their calculations?
Yeah. And that's what makes this so extraordinary.
Wow.
It suggests they had a deep understanding of astronomy,
Okay.
geodesy, and mathematics.
Wow.
They weren't just building a monument, they were
No.
creating a celestial marker,
Um,
a testament to their knowledge
No.
of the cosmos.
This is incredible. I always knew the Great Pyramid was special,
It is.
but this is taking it to a whole new
Like a
level,
whole new level.
and we're still not done.
Not even close.
There's another mind-boggling aspect we
Yes.
haven't touched on,
Oh, right.
the interior of the Great Pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just a solid mass of stone. You know,
It's not.
it contains chambers,
Yep.
passageways,
Mm,
and
yeah.
shafts
That's right.
that are aligned with specific stars and constellations.
It's amazing.
Okay, now we're getting into Indiana Jones territory.
I know, right?
Secret chambers, hidden passageways.
It's exciting.
What exactly is inside this pyramid?
Well, there's the King's Chamber,
Okay.
which houses a large granite sarcophagus.
Okay.
Although it was found empty when discovered.
Wait, empty.
Empty.
No mummy, no treasure, no nothing.
That's right. Just an empty sarcophagus.
What?
And here's another interesting detail.
Okay.
The sarcophagus itself is
Yeah.
made from a single block of red granite,
Okay.
quarried hundreds of miles away
Oh, yeah.
and transported to the pyramid site.
Hold on. So not only do they move massive limestone blocks,
Yeah,
but they also hauled in giant pieces of granite.
they did.
And they carved it into a perfectly smooth, highly polished sarcophagus.
Exactly. It's an incredible feat of
Right.
engineering and craftsmanship.
Wow.
And the sarcophagus, despite its size and weight,
Yeah.
fits so perfectly within the king's chamber
Wow.
that it's believed to have been placed there
Okay.
during the pyramid's construction.
So they built the entire pyramid around this massive granite box.
Precisely.
Talk about planning ahead.
And then there's the queen's chamber,
Okay.
another enigmatic space located below the king's chamber.
Right.
It also contains a niche,
Okay.
but unlike the sarcophagus,
Look.
this one is carved directly into the chamber wall.
So 2 chambers, 2 mysterious niches.
Yeah.
What were they used for?
That's a question
Burial chambers,
that has been debated by Egyptologists
ritual spaces.
or something else entirely.
There are many theories.
Yeah.
But no definitive answers.
Okay.
Some believe they were symbolic,
Yeah.
representing the journey of the pharaoh's soul in the afterlife.
Right.
Others suggest they had a more practical purpose,
Okay.
perhaps related to astronomical observations
Right.
or
So-
ventilation.
Okay, so lots of theories and speculation,
Right.
but no concrete answers.
Yeah.
Is there anything we know for sure about these chambers and their purpose?
Well, there's the fact that both the king's and queen's chambers are connected to these narrow shafts,
Okay.
known as air shafts.
Air shafts, okay.
These shafts don't seem to serve...
Any practical ventilation purpose,
Right.
which has led some to believe they had a symbolic function.
Symbolic, like what?
Well, 2 of the shafts in the king's chamber
Okay.
are aligned with specific stars,
Oh,
one with Alnitak, a star in Orion's belt,
right.
and the other with Thuban, the North Star in ancient Egypt.
Whoa, hold on. We're back to star alignments again. We are. So they built these shafts, not for air,
Right.
but to point at specific stars.
It certainly seems that way.
Okay.
And the shafts in the Queen's chamber
Right.
also have astronomical alignments,
Okay.
though those are a bit more debated.
Okay.
One is thought to point towards Sirius,
Right.
the brightest star in the night sky,
Why?
while the other might be aligned with Kochab,
Kochab.
a star in the constellation Ursa Minor.
Okay, this is way beyond coincidence at this point.
It is.
We're talking about
It's pretty wild.
a deliberate and intricate connection
Yeah.
between the Great Pyramid and the cosmos. It's like they were trying to create some
Yeah.
kind of celestial map, or maybe even a communication device with the stars.
It's a fascinating idea, isn't it?
It is. It is.
And it adds another layer of wonder and mystery to
Yeah.
this incredible structure.
I'm totally hooked. What else do we know about these shafts?
Well, there have been a few explorations of these shafts
Okay.
using robots.
Right.
And in the Queen's chamber,
Yeah.
they discovered small copper handles
Okay.
and what appear to be door-like structures at the ends of the shafts.
Whoa, doors. Doors. Are you serious?
Yeah.
So there could be more chambers, more secrets hidden deeper within the pyramid.
That's the exciting possibility.
Wow.
But unfortunately,
Yeah.
because of the narrowness of the shafts
Right.
and the delicate nature of the pyramid,
Of course.
further exploration has been limited.
Yeah.
For now, those doors remain closed.
Oh, man.
There's secrets yet to be revealed.
Okay.
But even with what we've discovered so far, it's clear that the Great Pyramid holds a special place in history,
It really does.
a testament to the incredible capabilities of the ancient Egyptian.
I couldn't agree more. And it leaves us with a sense of wonder
It does.
and a thirst for more knowledge.
Yeah.
We've explored the grand scale of the pyramid,
Right.
its precise alignment,
Yep.
and the mysterious chambers within,
Uh-huh.
but there's still so much more to uncover.
Oh, yeah.
So join us for the final part of our deep dive
Okay.
as we delve even deeper
All right.
into the mysteries of the Great Pyramid,
I'm ready.
questioning everything we thought we knew about this ancient wonder.
Let's do it.
This is getting me in the mood for an adventure.
Right.
Secret doors, hidden chambers, ancient mysteries.
Yeah.
I'm ready to grab my gear and head to Egypt.
I hear ya.
But remember, the Great Pyramids, a delicate and ancient structure.
Oh, absolutely.
We need to leave the exploring to the experts.
Definitely.
Speaking of experts,
Yeah.
there's one more detail about the Great Pyramid we need to discuss.
Oh, okay.
Remember that empty sarcophagus in the king's chamber?
Oh, yeah, the one carved from that massive hunk of red granite.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, it turns out
Yeah,
that crafting something that precise
right.
with the tools they supposedly had back then
Yeah.
would have been incredibly time-consuming.
Oh.
Estimates suggest it would have taken at least a decade of constant work.
Decade.
Yeah.
Just to carve one sarcophagus. That seems a bit excessive, doesn't it?
It does.
Why dedicate so much time and effort to a single object?
That's a good question.
Was it purely symbolic?
It might have been.
Or was there a practical reason we haven't considered?
Perhaps.
Maybe it wasn't just about the sarcophagus itself.
Right.
Maybe the act of carving it,
Yeah.
the time and precision involved, held some kind of,
Yeah.
ritualistic significance.
I could see that.
Like a way of honoring the pharaoh or
Right.
preparing his soul for the afterlife.
Yeah. That's a really interesting thought.
And it ties into the idea that the Great Pyramid wasn't just a tomb,
Yeah.
but a complex structure with both practical and spiritual purposes.
Absolutely.
But even with all the impressive features we've discussed,
Right.
there's one thing notably missing.
What's that?
Evidence of the pharaoh himself.
Oh.
Are you saying there's no record of the pharaoh who commissioned this massive project?
That's right. No statues, inscriptions, or depictions of any kind. It's like he vanished from history,
So strange.
leaving only this enigmatic pyramid as his legacy.
It's like he was intentionally erased.
It's possible.
Any theories about why that might be?
There are a few.
Okay.
Some think a rival pharaoh might have,
Yeah.
deliberately erased him from the records.
Right.
Others suggest he was never actually meant to be buried in the pyramid at all.
So we're talking about building this incredible monument,
Yeah.
potentially with the entire workforce of Egypt. And we don't even know for sure who it was for.
That's the mystery.
Okay, I think we've officially reached peak mystery here.
I think you're right.
We've got astronomical alignments, secret chambers, a missing pharaoh.
Yeah.
It's like a giant puzzle with missing pieces.
It is.
That's the main takeaway from all this.
Yeah.
What should we be thinking about?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the Great Pyramid is
Yeah.
much more than just a tomb.
Okay.
It's a testament to human ingenuity,
Yeah.
a cosmic puzzle, a source of endless fascination.
It really is.
And while we may never have all the answers,
Sure.
exploring these mysteries
Yeah.
is just as rewarding as finding the solutions.
We may not have all the answers,
Right.
but the journey of discovery
Yeah.
is what makes it so exciting.
It is.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
a lot.
From the practical challenges of construction
Yeah.
to those incredible astronomical alignments,
Yeah.
from the hidden chambers to the missing pharaoh. It's clear that the Great Pyramid is more than just a pile of rocks.
Oh, for sure.
It's a symbol of human potential,
Yeah.
a window into a past
It is.
we're still trying to understand.
Completely.
And who knows what future discoveries await?
Who knows?
Maybe one day those secret doors will be opened,
Yeah.
revealing even more clues
Right.
to the pyramid's true purpose and origins.
That would be amazing.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Me too.
And in the meantime, I encourage you to keep exploring.
Yeah, keep learning.
Read more about the Great Pyramid, watch documentaries,
Absolutely.
even visit it in person if you can.
That's a good idea.
There's always something new to learn,
Yeah.
another layer to uncover.
Exactly.
Keep that curiosity alive.
Right.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to finally solve the mysteries of the Great Pyramid.
You never know.